Well, good morning.
Good morning.
So we had a guest scheduled, and we're going to pivot today because these things happen, right?
Right? Exactly. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we'll get our guest on soon, very soon.
absolutely. So, those of you who tuned in to hear our guest, which we are still super excited about, we will still have her just at a different date. So,
Yes.
but yeah, so that means we're pivoting a little bit and talking about something that you and I have been chatting about since we are clearly into late fall here in the northern hemisphere, marching our way towards winter,
Mhm.
and 2024 is quickly coming to a close.
It is, but we still have 70 days,
I know.
2 months, 9 days, 10 weeks. I mean, 1,680 hours if the website I looked at, um well, that's fancy. If
I know.
the website I didn't do that, I don't know. If the website I looked at, was accurate. So, I mean,
Yeah.
there's still time to get some stuff done.
But what about Thanksgiving and Christmas? Like,
It's funny how our brains immediately go, that's it. I can't do anything because I have these three events set up, right? Or four events or five events, whatever it is, we automatically go, well, that's it. We can't do anything. And it's like, no, these
yeah,
few events don't just completely derail us.
if we choose to, right?
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
So,
I
I
mean,
mean, I
it is
guess
a conscious choice.
Oh, it is for sure. So I guess the best tactic is get out a calendar, write down exactly what events you have coming up, and see how many days that actually is out of the 70 days that are remaining, right?
Right. Well, and also I think, because we've talked about this multiple times that you need you need to take care of yourself, and then part of that is planning your time off. So, it is natural around this time of year for people to take, you know, some time off to spend with family, to just, chill out. So that's part of the process. It's like
Mm.
there's this holiday, but there's also I'm going to take time off and being, intentional about that, and then saying, okay, with the remaining time that I have left in my 2024, how can I move myself forward? Like,
Yeah, it's
what?
not, we're not done.
No. Yeah, I mean, yeah, January 2nd, like, what will make January 2nd me so happy that I didn't just coast through the end of the year?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, 70 days. That's a lot of time. It's not time to just say, I'm done.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and I mean, let's be honest, if you've got some real momentum going and there's energy along with it, it's a little bit easier to gin up that perseverance, that enthusiasm for the last couple months. Um, but if you're not haven't been hitting your targets, you feel like, what's the point?
Yeah.
You got to answer that question. If you're going to ask the question, what's the point? Answer that. There's some excitement going on at your house. So, yeah, answer that question. Whenever we ask our brain a question, we should answer it. Otherwise, we're leaving it to answer it itself, and usually it's not gonna choose an answer that thinks about future you. And so you set these goals presumably at some point during the year, maybe even at the beginning of the year. And so it mattered then when you had, 6 months, 12 months in front of you. Uh, does it still matter now? Answer that question. And what can you do to move yourself forward in these remaining, you know, 10 weeks?
My dogs are very excited about this goal setting. They're back here doing their see. Hold on, I gotta yell at them.
I mean, if our pets can't give us some excitement, then you know what, mine are more like, why aren't you paying attention to me?
Well, I don't know what's going on with mine, but there's a party going on here.
Yeah.
Woo! Yeah. So
Yeah.
they're wanting everyone to set some goals. So, and even if it's a small, what's something small that can
Right.
move the need? It doesn't have to be, okay, I have 70 days left. I'm going to write a book.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, I think that the one thing that we talk about in the whole premise behind the mastery circle is you may have this big goal, your mountaintop,
Mhm.
but break it down into a smaller chunk. So, what could you achieve
Mhm.
in the next 10 weeks?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, something small, like I have a really big read book goal. Well, I'm not as far along as I thought I would be, but I still have 2 months and I got a lot of time off. I could probably knock out a lot more than I think I can. Who knows? I might make it. But if I stop, I'm definitely not going to make it. And my dogs are
Right.
going nuts right now.
Right. That reminds me of the quote that I love from John Acuff, some is better than none. Uh, you know, because we do get into this all or nothing thinking, and especially if we feel like time is scarce, we're questioning whether our efforts are having an impact or going to move the needle at all. And so, what is your sum that you can, um, do between now and the end of the year?
Yeah, yeah. And it's finding those little pockets of time, right? What can I get done that feels good? Not to push, but that feels good to keep moving forward on my goals.
Right. Well, and focus on measures that you can control, right?
Mhm.
Our goals usually have an outcome that, yes, our efforts and actions help us get that result, but there are components of it that are require other people to do things, and circumstances to align. So what actions are you going to take that you are 100% in control of? And, put a little scoreboard up on your wall, to motivate you. Maybe you do look at it this at, oh, there's 70 days, so I'm going to do 70 somethings
Mhm.
between now and the end of the year. Whatever um, thing, thing that's going to motivate you to get into that action,
Mhm.
uh, that it isn't about hoping and wishing
Yeah.
and
You
you
got to
know
have a plan. I mean, definitely have to have a plan.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, it's kind of like, I'm in the middle of an office reorg, and I've got this one corner over here that's left. And it's like, well, but here's what my brain, but you don't have like an hour that you can block off. Well, no. But every time I get up, I can grab something and go, okay, keep, get rid of, where's its home? And if I did one thing for 70 days, that's pretty good in, just getting one thing, one piece of paper filed a day, I mean, I don't know. The possibilities are endless, but it could be just what's one tiny step I can take today.
Yeah. No, that's great advice. I think the challenge people have is they're not like that's not good enough.
But it is. It's better than nothing.
Right. Right. So it's retraining our brains and redirecting it because, you know, you get up, the thought is, oh, I could pick that thing up and take care of it. And your brain's like, not enough.
But what if it is? I mean, what if it is enough?
Right.
What if it is? And every time you walk, and it's just going to give you momentum because it'd be like, well, that was easy. Next time I get up, I'm going to do that again. And who knows, I might get done.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
It
you
kind
may
of
surprise
opens up
yourself.
possibility,
Right.
where it was like, can't happen. Now maybe it's possible.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I think this is, the time of year where, maybe we're thinking it's time to close shop and wrap up, like, right off 2024. It wasn't what we wanted, wasn't, but in reality, it's not over.
No, it's not.
And you've got a lot of opportunities still in front of you. And what if everything that you've done up until this point has been setting the stage for amazing results to come to you in these last 70 days? And if you stop now, you may not get those.
Yeah. Yeah. And you bring up a good point. You got something done over 2024. So maybe now is a really good time to reflect, where were you at the beginning of the year and what have you gotten done? You
Right.
know, because I think I know I'm real good at, I've ticked it off the list. Okay, what's next? Instead of stopping. And we talked about this yesterday in our group, the celebration part of getting things done. And we don't really allow ourselves to celebrate even the small things.
Right. Yeah, and that's, this is a time of year that we often find ourselves celebrating, and maybe that's part of your plan for this last part of the year is I am going to acknowledge all of the things that I have accomplished this year, all of the progress I have made,
Hmm.
and celebrate myself for it.
Yeah.
Because it does change the energy.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about celebration, we, might use the word joy or excitement.
Mm-hmm.
And think about if you're celebrating that, the energy that you will bring to whatever it is you are doing in your business
Mm-hmm.
versus the, I'm just going to dismiss the effort and the work that I've done.
Mm-hmm.
And that energy is much lower.
Yeah, you don't want to go do anything with that energy.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You
If
just
you're
sit
like,
in, yeah,
like,
sit in Womp.
yeah. But we do that to ourselves.
We
Oh,
do.
like it wasn't enough. We our celebration is often, oh, here's more work to do because you didn't do enough. Or we could get one more thing done.
Oh yeah. I'm
You,
the queen of that. It's like, I got to go because, it's one more thing. It's like, no, stop pushing. Stop pushing.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, cuz I mean, no one, okay, maybe there is someone. I'll leave the possibility, but if you're looking to engage with your audience, that false like, oh my gosh, like you got to run on the wheel. Like
Mhm.
we all been running on the wheel. Like we would like to exit the wheel. We
Yes. The
right?
wheel
Like
is tiring and it gets you nowhere. Just
right.
in the
Yeah.
same spot. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. In fact, you run faster on the wheel. Eventually, you lose your footing and you fly out of the wheel. Look up the videos of hamsters and wheels.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. So we're not we're not talking about trying to cram a year's worth of
Mm,
action into the next 70 days. We're talking about looking at the next 70 days as an opportunity to continue to take action towards the thing that is most important to you. You've
mhm,
decided that already, but with also a measure of realism for what time of year it is, and you know get a handle on your own time off, the time you're going
mhm,
to set aside for family and celebration and rest and relaxation.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds.
Awesome. I don't know about you, but I'm like between Christmas and New Year's, like I'm out of here.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
She's like, "Oh, really?"
Oh, really? Oh, we need to talk.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that we over inflate the importance of like our presence.
Mm,
You know, it's, yes, action is good, consistent action is good,
mhm,
but also the recharging and letting yourself truly step away
mhm.
and disconnect.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that time to step away and just kind of absorb what's happened this year gives you the intuition, if you believe in that, of what to do next year. If you when you allow yourself to be still, be present, then it kind of guides you to what's next, what you should be or what you want to be focused on, not should be, want
Yeah,
to be focused on, and what the path is for next year.
right.
So the time off, I mean, I've a lot of books and a lot of gurus will say, they take like a month off, and really reflect and really let everything. Now, I don't think we can all do that. It'd be a great goal to have later on in life, but just giving yourself time to take a breath, and
Yeah. Let everything settle, let your mind wander. And like
Mhm.
you mentioned, intuition, you know, there is a lot of wisdom in the rest of our body,
Oh yeah.
outside of our mind, if we allow ourselves to listen to it. And part of that requires just letting the thoughts and the constant go, 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 just letting that be for a while
Mhm.
and trusting that even if, like I think we both are experiencing this now, and maybe this is a topic we can talk about it. Like you may have set a goal and thought this is the path I'm going to be on, and an opportunity presents itself, and you find yourself kind of leaning towards that, but doubting, like, should I change? Should I move directions? Should I pivot? And um, the reality is, we set goals with the information that we have at the time. We
Yes.
are every day that moves forward, that we're taking action, we're getting more information, we're getting more feedback from the universe, the environment, our
Mhm.
audience, right?
Right.
And it's opening us up to possibilities that we
We didn't
didn't
know.
know at the beginning,
Yeah,
right? And
right.
so instead of, and if you're at that place and you're like judging yourself because you feel this pull towards a different direction that will require you to pivot and change what you've been doing, you need to release that judgment
Hmm.
and realize, like, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Now, you don't want to be changing every 5 minutes,
No. No. No.
and that's where having a circle
Hmm.
of advisors, mentors, peers that you can talk through those things with,
Yeah.
it becomes invaluable. It helps you see, like, okay, am I, is this like for me, or am I, um, thinking like running away because I'm not getting what I want from this other thing, right?
Right.
Very
30
different
seconds
things.
later. 30
Yes,
seconds later, I'm not getting the results I thought I would. Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a powerful, I mean, I just pivoted in my business and you were the first person I reached out to. Okay, this is what's coming. And you're like, let's talk about it. And so yeah, it was very helpful to be able to do that. So
Yeah.
good conversation that maybe we can bring back up another time. But
Absolutely.
there's
Yeah.
days left, people.
Yeah.
So what is January 2nd you gonna be so, so grateful that you wrapped up and put a bow on it or made some progress? I think that's the question that we want to leave you with this week is what can you get done that feels good without pushing and, killing yourself and
Yeah,
trying to miss all the events.
and
Yeah.
not just performative. Like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm like, oh, I just did this stuff because I feel like I should be doing
Yeah. No, no,
something.
no. Yeah.
Pick the thing that you feel will have an impact on your business. And if that is the only thing you do between now and the end of the year, bravo. Bravo.
Exactly. Celebrate the shit out of that is what I say.
Yes,
And we're going to
absolutely.
end it on that note. So we'll see everyone next week.
All right. Perfect.
Bye.
Bye.